welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, how you doing? My name is Ash. I am a makeup artist and book content creator, and I'm not doing anything well, but I figured I can show you what my go-to fall base routine is because it's something that I have perfected over the years, and I can do this in the dark, and it's amazing. So without further ado, let's just get started. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to moisturize. This is the Lawless Forget the Filler Skin Plumping Line Smoothing Perfecting Cream. I really enjoy this one. I'm going to smear too much. It's not sanitary to smear on your face like that, but I'm the only one that uses it, so it's okay. That was too much. Whatever. So as we get further into fall and the weather starts changing, if you didn't know, I live in the Midwest outside of Chicago, and you never know what the weather's gonna be, but usually around this time of the year my skin gets drier than usual. Alright, so gonna let that sink in before I start applying any makeup on top. So what I typically do is I put my moisturizer on and then I start on my brows. Today I'm going to be using the Elli Beauty 3-in-1 brow pencil. I have it in the shade medium. Elli Beauty does not have a ginger shade, but they are an indie brand and I can forgive them for that. So just brush up my brows. Now, typically when I do my makeup, and it's like an everyday thing, especially when it starts getting colder, I want to be super lazy, so I do anything that will be quick, and typically this pencil isn't something that would be quick, but it's something that I'm just using to use. I do like it. I'm trying to find which brow pencil works best with my split color, but it is what it is. I will say on super lazy days, I'll just take a tinted brow gel and throw that in my brows and call it a day. I personally like doing my brows first because then if they need a cleanup, you know, because you get product outside of your brow area like I normally do, it's much easier to clean up than if your base is already done. So this has a middle part that you take apart, and it has a powder, and then there's a gel on the other end. So that's the 3-in-1. Just gonna lightly powder my brows. At the end of doing my face makeup, that is when I go in with the gel just to set everything. So the moisturizer is pretty set in. Now I'm going to go in with one of the things that I love the most, and it is a tinted moisturizer with SPF. I have this one from Smashbox. It is the Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 25. This is a brand new bottle. I have gone through an entire bottle of this before, and I love it. I've really been into tinted foundations, moisturizers, whatever you want to call it. They're just so easy. Now this Smashbox one is in the shade Fair. It is a little yellow on me, but I make it work. A little all over. And I just take a sponge. You can use your fingers, you can use a brush. I just prefer sponge, and I just start pouncing this in. The great thing about something like this, it just sort of melts into your skin. So if you're in like a rush, you don't really have to finesse this too much to get it to just blend into your skin. It's pretty effortless, and that makes it so quick because you can be done in like less than 2 minutes and you have a very healthy, wonderful glow going on. Like, look at that glow. I love it. I am going to add a little bit more. You can build this up a little bit. I'm not doing anything really special today besides going to the store. I'm going to bake some cookies and I'm going to watch a movie with my husband. Wild Friday night. By the way, I'm filming this on Friday the 13th, so I really like how this looks. Now, as I've stated before in some of my videos, I do not like the feeling of stickiness on my face, and this can lean a little sticky just because it is so glowy. So I will set my face, and this glow will be diminished a bit, but just know that if you don't care about all that, you can have a very glowy base and just feel wonderful. I don't know if I mentioned this, but Smashbox did gift this to me, and they also gifted me 2 concealers. One is in my shade and one is deeper. So I haven't tried these yet. I'm going to try them out today. Typically, if I'm in a rush, I will choose products that I know work for me. But since we're here and I've been wanting to try these, I'm just going to try them. So I'm going to use the lighter one to conceal. I'm going to use this deeper one to sort of do like a cream contour bronzy thing. This is what this looks like. I have this one in the shade F10N. It says it's a 4-in-1 perfecting pen. Little product came out, and I'm going to do a couple dots, or lines I guess. It's a really light shade. I'm impressed with that. These things are going to get so messy, I can already tell. Wipe off any excess on my face. So I'm just going to go in with my sponge, and let's see. Ooh, right, that definitely brightened up the center of my face, and it is pretty glowy still. I like that. Definitely not a heavy coverage under the eyes. I still see, you know, some of my darkness peeking through, but it gives the illusion of brighter skin, and I can dig it. So now let's try this one. This one is in M20N. A little bit, I don't know how well this is gonna work, but I'm going to draw a line, and for kicks and giggles, it's definitely too much on my nose. I know that. So I'm going to go in with the same sponge. I'm going to go on another side and pounce that in. I thought that was going to be too warm, but I like that. I blended this side down too far. I'm going to go back in with concealer to kind of clean that up, but it's not horrible. As like a bronzer, yeah, I put way too much on my nose. Let me just try to rectify this. Not a good look for me. Not a good look. Okay, go back in with that concealer. Basically redo this section. It's like mistakes can be made and you can rectify them. I'm starting to think I should have done the darker shade first and then went in with the concealer. You live and you learn. Is it the best? No, but I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. I'm gonna set now with my Anastasia powder. I'm just gonna do this off camera because I need to shut off my camera for a second. And then I'll be back to finish up my makeup. I mean, it honestly doesn't look too bad in my opinion. And for as much product as I put on my face, it's not heavy at all. It doesn't look heavy or cakey. So moving on, I'm going to go in with my bronzer. I'm just using this one to use it up. It's my Becca one. This is my last one since Becca is no longer, you know, a brand. Just using it up to use it up. I love a lot of bronzer in the cooler months because it just makes me look a little less dead. I already don't get a lot of sun and I get practically no sun in the winter time. So probably why I have a vitamin D deficiency. Bronzer is just easy, especially if you have one that you know works well for you. You can kind of just slather it on and it'll look fine no matter what. So I just go over my cheeks, obviously, around my temple, a little down here. And I just love the way that looks on me. And I can do this without a mirror, without knowing what I'm doing. Now going in with blush. This is Rustica from Colourpop, but just another one that I'm trying to use up. Doing makeup like this is just something that is like, it's almost second nature to me now because I've done it so much working my retail job. So there would be times when I'd have to be at work like 2 hours before my husband has to be up, and I needed a little bit of makeup on my face because, you know, looking a little too tired. And I could do this makeup in like the most minimal light ever. I have a lighted mirror here, but obviously this is my desk. Right this way is the bed that we sleep in, so I had to be careful with the lighting because my husband's a super light sleeper and, you know, he doesn't sleep well as it is. I always wanted to make sure that he gets enough rest. But look at that, blush done. Anyways, I'm talking too much. I'm gonna go in with highlighter. This is another one. Part of my like semi-project plan. I've been trying to use up products. This is Candy Floss from Colourpop. As you can see, there's barely anything in here, but it still works. It's still beautiful. And I just go in with my finger with this because it is just so wonderful. But yeah, this has been my go-to base makeup for probably the last 2 years. The only thing it really changes is I might use a different concealer or I might use a different tinted moisturizer. Sometimes I won't even go in with a tinted moisturizer. I'll just go in with concealer and call it a day with that. I don't know, I think I might have to start calling it quits on this one. It's getting super dry. And I just go back over with my sponge and then I take my blush brush and just right on the apples of the cheeks just to blend that in, and that is what that is looking like. Now, I do my faux freckles, but I do like to set my face beforehand because I have found with faux freckles, especially this Freck one, I have found if I do the faux freckles first and then set my makeup, the faux freckles then bleed and they turn like reddy pink. Not the look I'm going for. And the setting spray that I'm using is the Elli Beauty Moisturizing Makeup Setting Spray. I'm using it to use it. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. I don't really care for the scent on it. It's not like overly powerful. It's just something I just don't like. But I love Elli Beauty. Before I go in and do my faux freckles, I'm going to finish off my brows. So I'm going to just spoolie my brows, as one might do. This is also an angled spoolie from Colourpop. It's actually pretty great. Just gently brush the brows up. And at this point, I will either go in with the gel or go in with the pencil first. I'm going to take the pencil and just fill in a little bit on my tails. They blended away a bit, just a little bit. And now I'm going to go in with the gel side and, you know, just set those hairs. I like to brush them straight up, sort of like a fluffy brow, but my brows just don't get fluffy. It does make my brows a lot darker, but it is what it is. Now going in with Freck. I really need to buy another one, but I haven't found one in stock in store and I don't feel like ordering it online. And you can go back in with your sponge to tap it out, or you can go in with your finger. It's whatever you prefer. And depending on the day, I may do a ton, I may do not a lot. Do a couple on my forehead. Typically, if you're doing like faux freckles, like you are out in the sun and you got a little freckly, you want to do it across your nose. Anywhere the sun naturally hits your face, that's where you would want to put the faux freckles. And when you're tapping it out, make sure that you go straight down and straight out. You don't want to swipe because then you'll get a line instead of just a little dot. And it's good to have a mixture of sizes and colors because not all freckles are uniform. And I feel like I have the authority to talk about that because I am a natural redhead that will forever burn in the sun and has a ton of freckles everywhere. Alright, well that is my finished base makeup. Very simple, very quick. Once you get it down pat on what you like, you can do this very, very quickly because it doesn't take a lot of effort. And honestly, you can skip doing like a cream bronzer. I just love how fresh my face looks. I absolutely love doing this. This is my go-to everyday face routine. If I'm not filming something special for TikTok or YouTube, I typically will have this as a base, some variation of it, but I love how easy this is. I'll have everything linked down below if you're interested in checking anything out. But I want to thank you all for watching. If you want to keep up with me on my other socials, I'm artistryxashh everywhere, and on Instagram and TikTok I have a book account called Devouring Bookishly where I post the books I read and hauls and stuff, you know. I tend to ramble for these, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!